Welcome, everyone. Today we reflect on the life and legacy of a woman whose name represents the finest tradition of British acting, a performer whose work spanned generations, whose characters defined an era, and whose artistry remains timeless. This is the story of Prunella Scales, an actress whose combination of intelligence, grace, humor, and humanity made her not only one of Britain's most beloved performers, but also one of its most enduring cultural treasures. Her career wasn't just a sequence of roles. It was a lifelong pursuit of truth through performance, a testament to craft, and a reminder that the most powerful kind of acting is rooted not in glamour, but in honesty. Born Prunella Margaret Rumney Illingworth on June 22, 1932, in Sutton Abingdon, Surrey, Scales grew up in a post-war Britain where art, resilience, and reinvention shaped the national spirit. From an early age, she was drawn to stories, fascinated by words, by emotion, and by the way theater could bring both together to reflect something profoundly human. Acting wasn't just a pastime for her, it was a calling. Her mother, who loved literature, recognized that spark in her daughter and encouraged her to pursue her passion. Scales' early years were filled with school plays, local performances, and a growing sense that she was meant to communicate, to use her voice and her presence to make people feel something real. After studying at the Old Vic Theatre School, one of the most prestigious acting institutions in Britain, Prunella began carving out her path in a world dominated by towering stage legends. The Old Vic shaped her foundation, teaching her not only technique, but respect for language, structure, and discipline. There, she learned that acting was not about pretending, it was about revealing. That philosophy would define her career for the next 6 decades. In the 1950s, Scales began appearing in theater productions across the country. She wasn't an overnight star. Her rise was steady, built on consistency and excellence. Critics began to take notice of her command on stage, the subtlety in her voice, the clarity of her movement, the intelligence behind every line. Unlike many performers of her generation, she didn't seek fame. She sought mastery. Her early performances displayed a rare combination of sensitivity and wit, qualities that would later make her one of the most versatile actors of her time. But it was television, still a relatively new and growing medium, that gave Prunella Scales the platform that would bring her into millions of homes. Her appearances in various dramas and comedies during the 1960s and 1970s showcased a performer who could switch effortlessly between emotional depth and comedic brilliance. She had an uncanny ability to play ordinary people in extraordinary ways, to make viewers laugh, cry, and think, often all within the same scene. Her voice, her expressions, and her impeccable timing became her signature. And then came the role that would make her a legend, Sybil Fawlty in the iconic BBC sitcom Fawlty Towers. When the show first aired in 1975, few could have anticipated its immense cultural impact. As the sharp-tongued, quick-witted, unflappable wife of John Cleese's Basil Fawlty, Scales created one of television's most unforgettable characters. Sybil was the perfect counterbalance to Basil's manic energy, calm yet cutting, sensible yet sarcastic, and always one step ahead. Her performance was a masterclass in comic timing, precision, and restraint. Scales turned Sybil into more than a caricature. She turned her into a person. She gave her warmth, wit, and complexity. Her distinct laugh, that sharp, unforgettable cackle, became instantly iconic. But behind the humor was a performer of immense skill, managing to play off Cleese's chaos while grounding the show in emotional truth. It's no exaggeration to say that without Prunella Scales, Fawlty Towers would not have achieved the same brilliance. Her chemistry with Cleese was unmatched, and together they created a dynamic that defined British comedy for generations. Though Fawlty Towers ran for only 12 episodes, its legacy is timeless. The show has been re-aired across the world, studied in film and theater schools, and remains one of the greatest sitcoms ever created. Scales' Sybil Fawlty remains an enduring symbol of strong female characters in comedy, assertive, commanding, and clever in a way that broke the stereotypes of the time. She once said that she didn't realize, during filming, how special the series would become, but that perhaps that was why it worked. It was honest, funny, and deeply human, much like her own approach to acting. Yet Prunella Scales' story goes far beyond Fawlty Towers. Her work in theater and film over the decades showcased a range that few could match. On stage, she tackled Shakespeare, Chekhov, and modern British playwrights with equal ease. Her performances were celebrated for their clarity, elegance, and emotional truth. She brought a rare precision to her work, never overstating, always finding the quiet strength within a character. She had the ability to draw audiences in with stillness as much as with movement. In film, she appeared in productions such as The Boys from Brazil, 1978, A Room with a View, 1985, and Howard's End, 1992. She didn't chase lead roles, she chose meaningful ones. Whether she had one scene or many, she left a lasting impression. She became the kind of actor who made every film richer simply by being in it. Directors and co-stars frequently described her as a director's dream, disciplined, instinctive, and endlessly curious. Her voice work was equally remarkable. Scales lent her distinctive tone to countless radio plays, audiobooks, and narrations. Her voice carried authority and warmth, refined but never pretentious. Whether reading classic literature or performing new works, she gave each line her full attention, respecting the rhythm and weight of every word. Away from the stage and screen, Prunella Scales lived a life filled with love, devotion, and partnership. Her marriage to fellow actor Timothy West, beginning in 1963, remains one of the great love stories in British entertainment. Together, they shared not only a home but a lifelong passion for performance. Their chemistry extended beyond the stage, seen most beautifully in their later collaboration on Great Canal Journeys, a travel documentary series that followed the couple exploring the waterways of Britain and beyond. The series captured not only their adventures, but also their enduring love, their laughter, their tenderness, and their quiet understanding of one another. In recent years, Scales' journey took on another profound dimension when she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Rather than hiding her illness, she and Timothy chose to share their story, offering the world a window into their resilience. West has spoken movingly about the challenges and the moments of light that still shine through, about Prunella's humor, her moments of clarity, and her unbreakable spirit. Their openness has inspired many, breaking stigma and showing that love and dignity can endure even through the hardest of times. What makes Prunella Scales' legacy so powerful isn't just her body of work. It's the kind of artist she was. She represented a generation of performers who believed in the purity of the craft. She never chased celebrity, never needed the spotlight to validate her worth. Her joy was in the work itself, in finding truth, in perfecting timing, in bringing something meaningful to every performance. She showed that greatness isn't about how loudly you're remembered, but how deeply you touch those who watch you. For countless young actors, especially women, Scales became a model of what a career built on integrity and consistency looks like. She proved that it's possible to balance artistry and authenticity, to be respected without ever losing humility. Her legacy is found not only in the laughter she brought, but in the standard she set for discipline, intelligence, and empathy in performance. Today, Prunella Scales stands as a pillar of British cultural history. Her career spans the golden age of television, the evolution of film, and the enduring heart of theater. She has played queens and commoners, comedians and tragedians, each with the same devotion to truth. Her characters, from Sybil Fawlty to countless others, remain alive in the hearts of audiences who grew up watching her and in the actors who still study her work today. Even now, as her health challenges have limited her public appearances, the spirit of Prunella Scales continues to shine. Her laughter, her intelligence, her compassion, these are things that cannot fade. They live on in her performances, in her family, and in the millions of people who still smile when they hear Sybil Fawlty's unmistakable voice. Prunella Scales has given us more than entertainment. She's given us lessons in endurance, artistry, and love. Her story reminds us that time may change the world around us, but true art built on truth and heart, will always endure. She has shown the world what it means to live with grace, to work with purpose, and to love without limit. Thank you for joining us in this celebration of the incomparable Prunella Scales, the actress, the icon, and the woman who brought so much light to the world. If her story inspired you, take a moment to revisit her timeless performances, share her legacy with others, and remember what she stood for: truth in art, kindness in life, and laughter that never fades. Because long after the curtain falls, her voice, calm, clear, and full of wisdom, will continue to echo through time.